Hi, in this video I present the interview of Gavin Wolpert. Gavin is a Canadian-American bridge professional raised in a bridge playing family. He has had multiple wins in the North American Championships, including Silodor Pairs and Blue Ribbon. Gavin is married to Jenny Wolpert, who is also a world champion. Together, they live in Florida. They have three children. Gavin is very well known as a bridge teacher. He offers online lessons. He works on interactive bridge systems for robots and he creates content, educational content for bridge players at various levels. And I have a lot of questions for you,
I'm ready.
but I'll begin at the beginning. So, when did you learn bridge? Did you learn formally or informally?
I learned my mom was a bridge teacher in Toronto, and she tried to teach me when I was about 7. I couldn't sit still, but then I rediscovered the game when I turned 11, around 11, and then I really took it up strong and started playing. Formally, I don't know. My mom just kind of threw me into the fire. I would just go to the bridge club. I knew what I knew, and I made my mistakes.
Okay. Now, of course, you are a regular player. How many tournaments do you play each year? How many countries have you traveled to? Must be a lot, but you can just quickly.
So I play probably about a tournament a month. I try not to play too much. I try to be home with my family. So at most one tournament every month. And I've been all over the world. More actually when I was a junior. When I was young, I loved to travel. I was all going everywhere in Europe, all over the place, Australia, South America, you name it. But again, once I had kids, I don't desire traveling away from my family in the same way. So I don't aspire to go very far. This was a real treat, and to come to India, it wasn't. I haven't been going to many countries recently.
Okay, so you play a limited deal of face-to-face.
Yes.
How did you come to know about HCL?
So I've known about the HCL for a while. First of all, I've had contacts in India who've constantly mentioned it, like, hey, you should come to the tournament. And I've heard how wonderful it is from other bridge pros that have come here, just how well run it is and how the hosts really go all out. And it definitely is true after having been here. And plus my partner is from India. So that was finally the motivation to actually come this year.
What are your impressions? You already said.
Yeah, it's just I've never been to a tournament with such hospitality in my entire life. That you finish your morning session and there's lunch on the table, a massive buffet of lunch, and there's always coffee and desserts and wherever you look, they're giving you something else, and it's really, the hotel is first rate. It's really a wonderful tournament. I highly recommend it to anybody who is good. You have to like Indian food. I will say that. If you don't like Indian food, I would keep your distance. But if you like Indian food, it's amazing.
Let's turn over to online bridge now, in which I'm really more interested. How much bridge do you play online compared to?
I play a ridiculous amount of bridge online. I would say I play, when I'm not at tournaments, I'm playing 6-8 hours a day online, just every day. From Monday morning, I start playing at 9 a.m. and I work my way until the kids are home from school at 4 o'clock. I'm playing bridge the whole day, yes.
Which platforms do you play on?
I'm mostly bridge-based because that's where people are where there are people in the games. For fun, I play quite a bit on Into Bridge. I really enjoy playing on Into Bridge. It's more of an outlet for me where I get to have fun, and I'm not usually playing with a partner on Into Bridge. I'm just messing around.
Do you play on Fun Bridge?
I haven't played so much on Fun Bridge. I tried clicking. I don't love the way the cards click in front of you. It's not. I tried it a couple times, but I didn't enjoy the interface very much.
How do you find the quality of bridge online? Current robo state of art.
Yeah, the robots really are not very good yet. I mean, they're fun to play against, but you have to be understanding that they're limited in what they can do. They make lots of mistakes, but I quite enjoy trying to manipulate them. As far as just the competition level online, I find the people that play online to be pretty good. In the games that I play in, these people play like 6 hours a day, 8 hours a day, and if you play a lot of bridge, that's what it takes to get better. So I think the field is quite solid. It's hit and miss, of course.
So online, playing with robots, you also play with human beings a lot?
I play often with human beings. That's partly that's how mostly I make my living, is playing private games with people. People email me and ask me, hey, I would like you to be my private teacher, and then I fill my hours of the day playing in duplicate games usually.
Okay. When did you start playing Robo Bridge?
Basically during the pandemic, when the pandemic hit.
During the pandemic?
Yes, I didn't play anything before. Before the pandemic, I was playing a lot at the Bridge Club. I would play every single day at the Bridge Club when I wasn't traveling to tournaments. But obviously the pandemic made that impossible, so I found different routes. And then I started my Wednesday morning show with Rob Barrington, where we played against the robots every week. And I kind of fell in love with it. I started to really enjoy it. At first, I was quite frustrated by it, but once I accepted that they are limited in their skill and that it's a question, you just start to learn how they play. I actually quite enjoy it.
Yeah. Did you ever play Money Bridge on BBO?
I did play a bit back when they had the Money Bridge. Yes, I played bits and pieces. I wasn't willing to put in the time though to learn the robots. And if you don't know the robots, it's very hard to beat other people who do know the robots.
Yeah, I don't know whether I should ask you, why did you think it took so long for the robos to get to a decent level? They were pretty bad in 2005.
I just think the game is so difficult. I think that there's so many little inferences that you can't program rules, because when you try to quantify how strong a hand is for two hearts, you can't. It's very hard to give the robots a set of adjustments to make them really realize, like, okay, this having an honor in this suit is good because my partner's bid it, or having points in the opponent's suits are bad. I just think it's a very difficult task to program them. And anytime you make a robot have very specific rules, it's very easy to manipulate them, because they will always follow those rules, and then you can kind of push them around with that. So I think until they have robots that are really able to almost think for themselves, I don't think that they will become good enough to beat humans yet.
Okay. But you have noticed that they're getting better over years, or?
No, because mostly I play with most of my robot experiences with Gib on Bridge Base, and they don't do any updating at all. So it's not getting better at all.
No.
And on Into Bridge, it's clearly getting better. They're improving the robot almost daily. I've definitely played a role. I complain every time the robot does something that I don't like. Here's my email, sending in my feedback, and then hopefully in a couple weeks it's fixed.
See, you must be in touch with Luke a lot about.
I speak a lot with Luke. I could show you my text message thread with him. What I do is as soon as the robot does something I don't like, I take a little screenshot and I send it through WhatsApp to Luke, and he sends me a check mark as if it's fixed, and then that's it. Yeah.
Taken care of. Okay. I noticed that Into Bridge allows everyone to play your bidding system, your modification of 2/1. Can you tell us something about that?
Well, they approached me. They said they're going to start to put new systems on Into Bridge, and they know that I've done a full set of lessons on an advanced 2/1 on my website, wolpertbridge.com.
Okay.
And they thought it would be good to, as a cross-marketing, for me to market their website to my students, and for them to market me as being on their website, and my lessons to their players. They thought it would be a good idea, and so basically I just gave Luke access to my entire lessons, and then also not only do I have lessons on my website, I also have these practice sets where after I teach a class, I also do deals to go with it. And so what he did was he took my lessons and programmed them into the system, and then used my practice hands to make sure that Leah did what I wanted to. Yeah, and so that's how it kind of worked. I wasn't really hands on. I just gave him the content. And
okay, so you haven't programmed yourself.
No, I haven't done anything like that. But I have given feedback, because now I play with that robot. We're playing my system all the time, and I'm sending, no, I don't like this. I think she was not aggressive enough here. I think, and so what people don't necessarily know is that not only does Leah play my system, but she also plays my style. So sometimes she will open more aggressively if she's playing with my system than if she's playing a normal 2/1. Like I have her trained to open more 11 counts and things like that.
There was one particular kind of deal that I had an issue with Luke. I don't know. I will ask you what you do about that. So you open one diamond, I bid one spade, and you have 18, 19 points, and Focada spade. What is your style?
My style is, if I have 18, I would jump to 3. spades, showing 16 to 18.
Not 16, 18, 19 balance.
Well, I'm saying if I have 18, I would jump to 3, showing 16 to 18. Okay. And if I have 19, I would jump to 4, showing 19.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Why I asked was, out here, some people played two-note round.
Yes.
And then correct when got a replay.
There's a big problem with that, and there's a flaw to that. Is sometimes when partner has a weak hand with only 5 spades, like let's say it goes a club pass a spade, partner passes two-note trump, and I don't think it's worth it to I think that's a big flaw. So okay. I've been trained by my mom. Don't do that, exactly.
Okay. Now, I would like to ask you some questions about the future of the game, basically your thoughts about a few issues. Bridge scoring, 20 years back it used to be integer score, 18-2, 17-3. Mm-hmm. Football and tennis, all other games have simple scores. With bridge now we have gone into 17.3, 2.53. Do you think it will be easier to make bridge popular with easy scores?
I mean, you could argue that for sure, but I don't think that's the thing that's stopping bridge from being popular. Yes, sure, it's a little ridiculous that there's decimal places from you displaying that on a TV show would be ridiculous, but there's definitely much bigger hurdles to getting bridge being popular, and I think that it starts with being able to very quickly explain what's going on.
Okay. So, Paul Marston in Australia had written an article in 2010. He said rugby is getting decimated. It is 165-page law book. Bridge is tending to have more and more complicated laws, systems, restrictions and all that. Would you like to see less restrictions, less interference?
100%. I think that they are way too, there's way too many hands in the pot, or whatever the expression is. There's too much going on. They can, if you play bridge in Australia, you really see what it's like to not have rules. They're much better. They don't have system regulation. They're very calm and open about the rules, and it's much better that way. Yeah.
Speed of the game. Would you like faster games? Chess, for example, popularized itself with faster games. Do you see something like chess clocks coming to bridge?
Absolutely. So in the U.S. team trials in the last year, they started having a clock, and you have to finish within your clock. And it used to be that you had maybe 2 hours to finish the set. And as long as you finished the set, there was no penalty. Now, instead of doing it that way, each pair gets half of the clock, and you have your own clock. And so even if you finish early, one pair might get a time penalty. Mm-hmm. And it's much better. It's caused everybody to play quicker. It's caused the game to be much more pleasant. I think the game is way too slow. It's way too slow. It would be a much better game because everybody has trouble playing quickly. You'll make more mistakes. Yes. You'll make more mistakes, but I don't think that people making mistakes is a bad thing. I think that the flow of the game is, and there what you said about watching the game, and what I forget decimal scoring. Slow play is torture for watching. Broadcasting a YouTube of somebody declaring 1-no trump and everybody taking a year to play each card. You're watching for 20 minutes as nothing is on the line. It's that to me is by far the thing that makes bridge the least presentable game. Okay.
You had that Love Bridge framework, right?
Yes, Love Bridge has.
Is there something else similar?
No, it isn't. But I've been pushing into bridge. I want them to
do the same.
To make it the type of tournament that is speed bridge, because I think it would go. Great. I think people would have fun with it. I think it's a great way to really compete. Yeah.
Okay. Now, money in bridge. So bridge scoring is granular. Such beautiful different scores, but. Unlike poker, bridge hasn't capitalized on this part of it, There are not enough opportunities for the skill to express itself and get money in return. What would you think about it?
Well, I think that would be great. There's an inherent problem with prize money in bridge compared to poker, and that is that bridge is too high skill. In poker, there's enough luck and enough short-term variance that anybody can go and enter a poker tournament and feel like they have a chance. But that's just not true at bridge. The best teams will almost always win. So what'll end up happening is people will realize quickly, like, why am I putting in this entry fee when I have no chance to win? And that's really what does end up happening. And the few times they've tried with prize money, people don't enter because they can't win. And then where's the money coming from? Without sponsorship, if they could find sponsors, like here, they have HCL is wonderful that the HCL sponsors, and the prizes are really good here. And I think it's really fun to be playing for the prizes. But I'm also one of the people who's on one of the teams that has a good chance of winning. That's not true for the majority of the field. Yeah.
What about something like Money Bridge, where you play with a robo, your opponent plays with a robo, and you play for stake? Shouldn't some platform be taking it up? BBO had it till 2018. They suddenly stopped it.
Yeah, I think it would be fun, but once again, it's a very high skill game. Bridge is a high skill game, so it's unless you have the appearance that average players can win, you're gonna eventually run into a wall. There's gonna be only good players that want to compete in it.
It's only 1 against 1.
But even still, so in poker, just an example, I was a professional poker player for some chunk of my adult life, and when the World Series of Poker got popular, there were tons of weak players in the games, and so it was really fun to play poker because there was lots of money floating around. But as the time went on, those people lost their money, because over time in poker, that's what happens. The better players do win, and so eventually it was just me sitting at tables with the other pros. And then it stopped being fun. It stopped being worthwhile. Like if you're competing only the best against best, then you're grinding out. It's like you might, even if you're you're not going to be much better, and you're not going to. So for at least for a bridge pro like me, it's much easier for me to make a living as a teacher, as a partner for somebody who, you know, where I'm getting reliable income.
Finally, do you like team games, pairs, or individuals? Where is bridge likely to go? Are there likely to be more individual games?
I do think that individual robot games are going to get more and more popular, and I think that's a great entryway to the game. So I do think there's going to become more formats of robot bridge, and I think that's the future of the game. But I like both. I like pairs. I like teams. I think they're both great formats. They're different skill sets, and I enjoy both the idea of you have to make your contracts, you have to bid your games, and also the you need to take every trick, and every over trick matters. They're both nice formats of the game. I will say that I get a little exhausted by match points. I can only do so much pairs before I'm like, I've had enough of this. Teams is a lot more relaxing because obviously some hands you can push your cards because they're going to make game. The opponent's stopping 4 spades and dummy hits, and they have 29 points. You know, okay, I can take a break here for a minute or two. You can't do that in pairs.
Anything else you would like to add?
I just want to say thank you to the organizers of the HCL. Like, I'm grateful for the opportunity to play here, and I want to spread the word to anybody out there. Please come and try the HCL tournament, because you will not experience anything like this anywhere else in the world.
Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.